Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to host this webinar and share with you our latest product innovations and 2025 roadmap. I have some really special guests joining me today, and you'll get to meet them in just a second. But for now, what I wanted to go through is just our session. This is what, oops, sorry. I'm really struggling here, you guys. You're all making me nervous over
I
here.
think you're fine.
We'll be talking about how you can empower your agency through all of these innovations that we have available for you through Agency Revolution, but also just some ideas on how you could just incorporate the concept and the philosophy into growing your agency. And then we'll also give you a sneak peek into our roadmap for 2025. Right. So this is what our agenda is for today. We're going to cover AI innovations. We're going to talk through some pipeline enhancements, growth tools, the 2025 roadmap, and then we'll open it up for questions. So any questions you may have, you can feel free to add those into the Q&A anytime during the webinar. If it's something that's related to what we're talking about, we will pause and answer the question, or we'll leave it for the end of the webinar and we'll answer it at that time. So don't be shy. You can chat with us in the chat. So if you just want to say, hey, or if you just want to kind of chit chat with the other attendees, feel free to do that. Just use the everyone option. But if you have a specific question that you'd like covered on the webinar, just please use the Q&A so that we don't lose sight of your question. So a little bit about who we are as your hosts. I am Monica Barraquette, and I am VP of Operations, and I handle marketing and client operations at Agency Revolution. And what you see here is my family. That's my son Matt right next to me, Lucas, the little guy, and my husband Ken. And this is us a year or so ago at Disney Hollywood Studios, actually in Florida for Christmas. By the way, this was the only day that we really had a great time because all of us got really sick. And my son Matt, my oldest, actually spent Christmas Eve by himself in Magic Kingdom because we were
My
all laying
gosh.
in bed. So it was
Oh,
a great
The
time.
work phone.
But
well,
he
you
said he
tried.
had a good time. So, that's fine. Liz?
Hi there. I'm Liz Allebach, our product manager for both Fuse and Forge, and these are my hellions who I love so, 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 so much. Um, the first one is Ezra. He's being held by my husband John, and then I have Oliver, who's being held by me. Um, these twins, man, they get me going. So, they're the sweetest little boys, and I have the most fun with them, of course, outside of my day job here. But yeah, we were getting ready for Thanksgiving in this photo.
That's amazing. They're so cute, Liz. I don't know
I
how you
try.
do it, quite honestly, because that's just a lot of work, but they're so adorable that, I'm
I
sure you
spend
can't
a
help it.
I spend $100 on espresso pods every other month, so that's how.
That's the secret.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Okay. Hold on, my clicker's not working. There we go. Steph, give a little intro.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Steph Brace. I'm the product owner for Fuse and Forge. And this is part of my crew. My husband was taking the photo. He didn't make the cut. But this is David, who's 6, and Clara, who's 11. So we have a lot of fun. This is us at Ringing Rocks, which is a cool little park near us in Pennsylvania, where you can bring a hammer and you can see like the white marks on those rocks there. You hit the rocks and they make a really cool ringing noise. And some people bring tuning forks. It's a lot of fun. So,
Steph, I live 20 minutes from there growing up my entire life, and I've never been. I
oh
don't know
yeah,
what my problem is.
there's a waterfall. There's
Yeah,
hiking trails. It's awesome.
I gotta go.
Yeah, get outdoors, man.
Yeah, that sounds great. Love it. Great picture. So, a little bit about what we do. We're going to spend 15 seconds on this because we want to get right into the presentation for you. So, if you're new to Agency Revolution, we handle insurance marketing for agencies and brokers. We help you create connections, we help you attract clients, build relationships, and grow revenue through our insurance websites, through our marketing automation, and through our marketing growth tools that are built specifically for independent insurance agencies. So this is just a little spotlight on all the cool insurance website and marketing automation and all of the add-ons that go along with them, like local listings and reputation management and others that you see here. That's what we do. That's our major sales pitch for today. The rest is going to be just purely educational. So let's get started. So let's start with AI innovations. And I'm really excited about this because, AI, some people love it, some people hate it. I don't know that there's really a gray area. I think you're kind of on either
Yep.
sides of the spectrums, and that's about it. But we just released a ton of cutting edge AI capabilities, and there's a ton more that we're actually building that you'll get to see later in the presentation. So let's talk about those. But before we do, let's see if I'm successful at doing this poll.
I love a poll.
Before we do, let's see where you stand on AI. Let us know how you feel about AI.
Can I respond?
Ooh.
No, you can't. I just tried.
Oh, man.
We do have some I don't want to have anything to do with AI.
Yeah, I
I knew
mean,
I knew that was coming for sure.
and I get
All
the
right.
fears. I get the fears.
I do too. Yeah, totally. All right, let's see.
Possibly.
Looks like it makes me nervous, but I'm exploring it is kind of winning.
Okay.
I think we have everyone's responses. So yep. So the winner is it makes me nervous, but I'm exploring it, which I think is a great place to be.
Hmm.
So I'm going to share my results with you. I don't know
I
what's
also
happening when I
think,
click that. Do you all see the results? Liz, do you see them?
I mean, I've always seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All
I
right.
also think it's good to be apprehensive, but I want to convince you to be a little less apprehensive because I think it'll really help your agencies.
Agree. Yeah, but I think the positive of that is you're a little nervous, which everyone should be, but you're exploring it. You want to learn more, you want to get more information, and that's what we're going to give you today. So, really great place to start. All right. So, what is AI? There is a difference between AI like ChatGPT and AI built specifically for insurance. Liz, you have many thoughts on this.
I do. I do. Built into the agency revolution system, we take care of all of the bad parts about AI. Like the hardest part about using a general chat GPT is that you have to ask it the right questions. And if you don't ask it the right questions, you're going to get frustrated because it's not going to give you the results that are actually helpful, all the things. So we take that work for you and we understand, you know what, it's probably going to be someone who is in the insurance space using this product. It better be, or you're in the wrong product, no offense. And we need to somehow cater those responses for an insurance agent to find to be useful. Steph, anything to add?
Yeah, I think one of the scary parts of AI is that it can really go, if you're chatting with ChatGPT, it can really go off the rails and be talking about crazy different topics. And I love that our products narrow things down, give AI the context of what you do for a living, and really keep things reined in. So you get really relevant, helpful, concise information back.
That's super important. So basically, what we've built is AI that's your ally. I love that. That's a really,
Yes.
whoever came up with this, brilliant. Because
Yes.
the AI capabilities that we've built into Agency Revolution's website and marketing automation tools take into consideration, like Steph said, and like Liz said, who you are. You're an independent insurance agency, who your target audience is, the type of tone you might want to use, the type of information that you'll be sharing. All of those things are taken into consideration as we build out those tools. And those tools continuously learn from what you're inputting into the system so that they can hone in on the exact language that works for you and other independent insurance agents. All right, so Sidekick support. This is a really cool one. We launched what is it? A few weeks ago, maybe a month
Yeah,
ago.
about a month.
So Liz, in terms of Sidekick, this is something that our clients at Agents Revolution will find at the bottom of their workspace, whether they
Yep.
have a Agency Revolution website or if you use marketing automation, they will find our Sidekick right at the bottom. Tell us a
Hmm.
little bit more about Sidekick and how agencies can use it.
Sure. So essentially, it is your own personalized ChatGPT inside of Agency Revolution, but it has all the Agency Revolution product knowledge sitting waiting to help you. So you can ask it questions about our products. You can even have it write emails for you, but hint, hint, nudge, nudge, you might not want to do that after we show you a really cool thing we just launched. Um, and you can ask it about industry questions. Anything that you would ask ChatGPT, give it a try inside Sidekick and see what results you might get.
And the best part for me about this is, I mean, I love AI and I use it all the time, but one of my biggest pet peeves, and I feel like our, insurance industry would agree with this, is when I can't talk to a human when I need a human.
Mm,
So sometimes you'll find with other vendors that AI replaces the human element of the provider. With Sidekick, as you could see on the screen, there's always an option to talk to a person whenever you're ready to talk to a person. So you don't have to go through 15 qualifying questions in order to get to a human. You could just do that at the click of a button. But AI
yeah.
Sidekick is there if you don't feel like talking to someone. And I really love that. To me, that's
I'll
so
also
important.
I'll also say, sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay.
We have an AI team here at FMG Agency Revolution, and they are constantly making upgrades to all of these AI initiatives that you'll see. So truly, like, we need feedback from you guys. If something is crazy or the response that you get is just nowhere near accurate because you have a brain and are reviewing it, we want to know what that is so that we can make it better moving forward.
All right. First draft for email. Give us some intel on this because this is a big one.
Yes, 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 yes. So if you are a Fuse customer, when you go to build, and Steph is going to show you this after you hear me blab about it, but after you go to try and build a new email, you hit that create new button, you get a pop-up that says, do you want to start from scratch? Do you want to use a template that we have? Or you can use first draft to create an email. So what you do is that you select the purpose of the email, and there's a drop down there. And you just enter in what you want to write about, and it outputs it for you, along with the tone and all the things that you need in order to write a good email. So you can create long or short messages relating to policies or educational content, or you hate all the versions that it gives you, you can request different ones and just keep the process going. We try to make it as easy as possible.
And you'll see this in action live on the demo that we'll give. So you'll actually get to see what it will output once
Yeah.
Steph adds in some criteria. This is a huge one that I think most of our clients are really excited about. But, next, but definitely not lesser in importance, is First Draft for Blogging, which just launched yesterday, I believe, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it was just yesterday's today,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we launched this yesterday, and this is the coolest thing ever. Um, Writing is so difficult, truly. Like when you sit in front of a computer and you're told, write a blog about umbrella insurance. Well, nothing sounds more thrilling, and I'm being sarcastic, but
Yes.
um, we want to make that easier for you. Take that work off your plate so that you can just start to be consistent with posting blog content and then inadvertently help your website even more with SEO benefits and all the things. Sorry, Mickey, you're right. You're right. Um, he said, I beg to differ. Insurance is sexy.
I love
Yes,
that. I love that you feel that way, Mickey.
I do. I do. And that's why we all work here, because we
We're
actually
making it
totally
sexy. How
agree.
about that? We're
Yes.
all making it sexy.
Yes. So you can start to add this process into your marketing work that you do. Like give yourself a task to write a blog post once a week. And it relates to our Forge website product, just answering some of the questions we see here.
Yep.
So Fuse has access to first draft for email, and then Forge websites have access to first draft for blogging. So each of our products right now has a first draft option, which is creating content from scratch based off of all of your recommendations. So
Right. So
yeah,
take that, process that would maybe take you 2 to 3 hours, and you could probably take it down to maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And I think you'll be pretty pleasantly surprised with the output because once again, it's built for independent insurance agencies. So it's already got that context in mind. All right, Steph, this is all you now. Steph is going to give you a live demo of our Fuse products first draft for email. So again, AI is built into both of our products, Fuse Marketing Automation and Forge Insurance Websites, but we're just going to give you a quick demo of just one of them so you can get to experience this live essentially, just in the interest of time. So Steph, I'm
My,
going to stop sharing.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right. This changes my whole layout. So can you see my screen? Are we good?
Yes.
hmm.
Okay. All right, so I have hopped right into broadcast just because this is the quickest way to get right to email building. And I have the option here that Liz mentioned. I can browse the message library, or I can use first draft, or I can start from scratch. That's a thing of the past. I'm using first draft. So this is the first draft assistant that you just saw a quick picture of, and we have all of these different email purposes that we can start with. So these are prompts that have been engineered specifically for the emails that you're typically sending as an independent insurance agent. So I'm going to go with a follow-up email. And I've got some tips here. What am I doing in here? I'm just giving first draft some more details, some instructions to craft this email. It needs very little information, but I can give it as much as I'd like. I can add context about my relationship with this client. I can give it the whole world of background. But I'm going to keep this really simple, and I'm going to say auto claim and leave it completely at that. I'm going to make it a short email. It's going to be casual. I don't want to be excited. Nobody's excited about having an autoclaim. We'll keep it neutral, and I'm going to generate this. And really, I wouldn't even have to customize these. I could leave them at default. So let's go ahead and generate that. And I love our little animations and sparkles.
I do too.
Mhm.
Very exciting. Love the stars. The stars.
On
Elevate.
average, just to add in, on average, it'll take about 15 seconds-ish for it to populate a response. So just be prepared for that.
And
Thinking.
while you're waiting, you can click through here and you actually can visit our help center, get some information from our knowledge base about first draft. So we've got that option for you there. So this is very short. This is a very short email, but it's got my logo here. I can really see what the email is going to look like. I've got my logo. I've got my merge fields here. Hope this message finds you well. I want to quickly follow up. It's got my signature. I can preview all of that here. So I can add more information in here. I'm actually going to say, I'm going to have them wish this customer happy holidays. I want to make it a little bit longer, and we'll keep it that way. I still don't want to be excited. So I'm going to click generate, and I'm going to get an entirely new version of this email. So I can keep doing this. I could even switch topics. If this client calls me up on the phone, we deal with what we needed to over the phone. I can pivot, and I can completely change the topic of that I want to address. So I've got multiple versions here.
And Steph, just one thing to point out, because I think maybe people are not seeing this exactly, or just not understanding that this is how easy it is. You don't have to like have very specific or clear instructions, even, because how you're putting in the prompt, you're just kind of like almost using cryptic, words and sentences, right? That are not really well written, quote unquote, right? So you don't have to put a ton of effort into it. The more you put in, the better. But even with the most basic instructions, this is getting the context of what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I love that. If I went to ChatGPT, this is not going to be my experience. I can't just say autoclaim, wish them happy holidays. What on earth am I going to get back? So yeah, give me another topic, a fun, like more interesting email. How about some educational
Well,
content?
we actually had Ryan say, can it say, no, your workers' comp does not cover theft of tools and equipment without sounding irritated?
Okay.
So I said, yes, we could. So let's test it.
I love that. We're gonna all cross our fingers right now.
Mhm.
All right. Maybe I guess policy related content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go with
that's
that.
good. That's good.
We don't want to be direct. I think that could sound a little bit more irritated, and we're
Yeah,
going to be casual.
casual. Yeah, I love that. All right. Who was this question from? Liz?
Ryan Carswell.
Ryan. All right, Ryan. You get to tell us in comments how we did here.
Really,
We take feedback very well.
you could even leave without sounding irritated in there based on the tone, but let's see if it took that to heart.
And as we read through this response and Ryan determines whether or not it meets his expectations, one thing to keep in mind, this is not meant to be the final draft of what you're sending to your client, right? This is meant
Absolutely.
to get you started. So the goal is that you make your life and your job a lot easier. It's going to give you probably 90, if not 95% of what you need to say. And then you're going to finesse it a little bit to make it sound a little bit more like you and maybe add a few tidbits in there that it might have missed. As you do that over and over and over again, AI learns and adjusts and adapts to, your style.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give some positive feedback on this. And yeah, our AI team is constantly learning from the feedback that is given. And they, people say engineers, developers are nerds. They really are nerds for AI. Like they love adjusting the prompt. Oh, I can make that formatting better. Oh, sure, we can have a call to action at the end. And they have a lot of that. So they really want to match your needs so you can give as little context as possible.
And I
So
actually
Steph,
just
let's
noticed that
use
because one of my feedbacks to Steph about a week ago, Steph, was, hey, I see the output, the paragraphs are kind of bunched together.
Yep.
And within days it's now the right way, where you have some spacing between paragraphs. So I love the fact that the response is so quick.
And actually, Monica, just so you know, what we did there is we're having first draft be a little bit less aggressive with the formatting and fall back on the email template that the user has chosen. So whatever your agency has chosen within Fuse, and this is the same for Forge with blogging, it's going to honor those formatting decisions that you made way back when you implemented Fuse or Forge.
I love this.
So Steph clicked on that use as draft button, and then it brings you back to the typical email builder. So this is where you all, as the subject matter experts of insurance, really need to look at it, need to read it, make sure it's not saying anything inappropriate. There was a comment in here, will it be state specific? That's the type of stuff where you need to use your expertise on it. So we can't guarantee that it's state specific because it's hard to guarantee that from large language models. So do your due diligence, make sure it's saying what you want it to say.
Yep. Great demo. Thank you, Steph. You want to stop sharing? I'll restart.
Thank you.
All right. We're doing well with this whole stop start thing. So very exciting. Okay, so let's talk pipeline enhancements and some of the new efficiency tools that we've built into pipeline. But before we do, another quick poll that I have for you. 1 second, let me find it. Okay, oops. Where's my polls? Okay, so this one is about pipeline. And what we want to know is how your agency currently manages leads. So let us know choosing one of the options. Let's see what the winner is going to be. We use pipeline tool through another provider is the leader right now. There's a lot. We don't really have a leader pipeline management process. Okay, starting to spread out a little bit.
And honestly, these results are what I have seen from all of my user interviews, from all of you, and I fully expected these results, and that's okay. We are working so hard to build up our agency revolution pipeline tool. But yeah, I'll save my comments for when it's my turn
No,
to
these are
speak.
actually great. Very, I'm going to end the poll in about 10 seconds. So get your answers in and then we will share. Okay. I'm going to share the results. So these are the results. So it looks like we don't really have a lead pipeline management process is the winner here. And then that's followed by use it through another provider. So I think this is going to be some great information for you as we go into this next section here. All right. So what is pipeline? Pipeline is a feature that is built into our Fuse marketing automation platform, and it allows your team to manage leads and service requests within one easy system, but also to automate that process so that your agency can be a lot more efficient with that communication and follow up on those leads. Liz, let's talk a little bit about pipeline journeys and how that can be used to make the lead process and service process a little bit more efficient.
Of course. Pipeline Journeys is a relatively new feature that we released for Pipeline, and this allows you to set up automated communication based off the stage that you enter a lead into. So if you would drag a lead into from stage 1 to stage 2, for example, on the back end, you decided, great, I wanted to send this email, wait 5 days, and then send another email. You get to decide as the agent, yep, I want this lead to receive this communication, or no, I don't, let's skip it. So it's not fully automated for a reason. If we had a fully automated pipeline, that could be a little bit of a disaster. So it needs your little touch. It needs to make sure that, yes, you want that person to receive the communication and life will be great. So go ahead, Monica.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so for example, let's just say you have a landing page set up. Let's say you have both Forge, a Forge website and a Fuse marketing automation, and you have a landing page set up on your Forge website that focuses on cyber liability insurance, right? And on that page, you have a Fuse form built into that landing page. As someone fills out that form, that lead form, that data gets dumped into Fuse and it could go into a specific pipeline that you select that you can then take through all of those leads. You can take through a specific journey of that follow up and communication that you want to happen on
Yep.
that specific campaign. So that's just one example of how you can use pipeline journeys.
Yep, totally.
All right, quick start pipelines. And this will be a demo a little bit later on in the session, but
Yes.
why is this one exciting, Liz?
Well, as fun as manually clicking all over a pipeline to set up all the right automations is, it's actually not. It's very labor intensive and you might mess it up. So our amazing content team has created these quick start pipelines, aka templates, for you to use so that you have somewhere to start. So for example, the screenshot is of the commercial one. This is our Agency Revolution's opinion on what a typical commercial pipeline should look like and what automation and settings should be set up behind it. So you have full control to edit it and customize it to your agency. If you are an agency that says y'all, please feel free to go into that template and make it say y'all and make it reflect your agency. Where I'm from, we say you guys, and we have to work on that, but that's what we say. So,
Yins.
um, and
And there's
yins,
a lot
yins,
more,
yeah.
and there's a lot more being developed in terms of quick
Oh
start
my God,
pipelines. There's a lot more in the
totally.
future. Yeah.
Totally. So we have our content team who is, I would say, I actually won't give a number because I can't speak to it exactly, but they are in charge of deciding, yep, this is the next topic we need to create for this purpose of a pipeline.
Love it. This is huge because it just makes things go a lot faster. Like what I love is that you can customize it, but sometimes it's getting started with the idea. That's really
Mm-hmm.
the hardest, right? Tweaking it is a little easier. Lead creation from form submissions. We actually just did a
Yes.
webinar a little while ago showing this live in action, but this is a great one as well.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll create a form by default, I should say. All Fuse forms, their entries lead into a pipeline. That's a default so that it's easier on you all to then get started with pipeline. But sometimes you're going to have a form that has no business being in a pipeline. So we wanted to give you an option to kind of turn that off, or turn it on and select which pipeline it belongs to.
Mhm. So an example of how you can use this is you could have a workflow that drops leads from a home no auto cross sell campaign into the cross sell pipeline, for example. So you could be very specific and targeted in where you want these to go and how you want them to work, and in who you want them to actually, who you want to work the leads. Oh my goodness, I I'm just all over the place with my with my speaking skills today. All right, let's move on. Pipeline cloning. This was a
Yes.
big requested item in our
It
Q&A.
was. It was. And for good reason, because I can empathize that if you build the perfect pipeline and then want to change one thing or a couple of things for a different use case, starting all over would be horrible. So we wanted to make it easy to clone a pipeline so that all the managers will be able to make the settings that they need to and make it work.
Yeah. Sounds like a simple feature, but
No,
it's like sometimes the simple things that are just the most impactful in your day to day, especially when you're trying to streamline and do
yeah.
more with a lot less, which I think all of us are trying to do these days, do more with a lot
Hmm.
less. And that's where all of these enhancements come into play. Bulk action mode, another big request.
Yes. Um, Low key, one of my favorite things because this is something that we had to create in order to release something super, super awesome that I will get into shortly. But you are now able to select multiple lead cards at a time and either move them to a different stage, delete them if for some reason they're just no good anymore, or move them to a different pipeline altogether. So we're laying, as you can tell, we're laying the groundwork for this pipeline product. We have lots of improvements to make, and we're building the bike as we ride it. So we definitely rely on you guys. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge to the next slide.
That's right. This is where you come in,
Yes,
our audience.
yes. Some of you had already had the pleasure of being part of this pipeline user feedback group where I grilled you for an hour on everything pipeline. I would like to keep doing that, and I want more people to join. So, as part of the pipeline user feedback group, you would meet with me and our engineering team and Steph, and we would show you our latest product developments when it comes to pipeline, and then ask you what it's missing, what would seal the deal for you to start using it and working with it, all the things. And it's okay to be totally honest. So if you are someone who has an opinion, likes to talk, can deal with me, please join. Email me at liz.alabach@fmgsuite.com and I will add you to the next meeting.
And Liz does really well at taking feedback, so you will not offend her. She'll take it all in
No,
and make
yeah,
pipeline better than it ever was,
yeah,
which
I
is
want it to
really
work I truly believe in this side of our product, and I think with the right feedback that we get, we'll be able to make it something awesome for you all to start using in your day to day.
I
Yep.
agree. And fun fact, this image that I have here on this slide was created using AI. I typed in an AI prompt that said, I need a smiley face graphic with no background. After a few tries, I did have to be a little bit more specific and tell it to not include creepy human faces in the images.
Yeah.
This was what the output was. Now I have to put a little disclaimer that I am not the best at AI graphic prompts yet because I'm not a designer, but I think this came out pretty well for my first try. So
It came out interesting. So I
it's
think we have
not
some work to
creepy. It's
do.
not as
It's
creepy as it
it's
could
not
be.
creepy. Yeah. I'll give you that. So if that's the
Okay.
bar, then you
Thank
raised
you.
it.
That was my bar. Yes,
Hmm.
that was my bar. All right. So another demo. So Steph is going to show you a quick look at quick start pipelines and how those work as soon as I stop sharing. Okay, Steph, it's all you.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just in the standard pipeline page, right where you land, and I am going to come over here to my little gear and I'm going to click new pipeline. So I do have the option down here for custom pipeline. If I do enjoy the clicks and the manual and all that stuff, I can start completely from scratch. But I'm going to use one of our awesome quick start pipeline templates. I'm going to go with commercial this time. I'm going to click use that template. And I do have the option to preview it, take a little look at the stages that exist. But that's how quick and easy it was. I now have a pipeline completely pre-built that is suited for my agency for handling commercial business, moving it through this pipeline. So I am going to go over here and manage this pipeline and show you guys what's included. So I've got my title here. I can edit that, my description, of course. I can see the stages here. If the name of these stages doesn't work for me, I can change them, or I can add stages if there's more I want to do here. Lots of customization options. And I'm going to go to manage steps. So I have multiple AMS lists, but normally you'll just see one set of steps here. And what I'm going to do next is go in and manage these steps and take a look at what's included. So what I'm looking at here is the pipeline journey. So when leads land in this pipeline, depending on what stage I've put them in, there's cold prospects. When they get to the contacted prospects stage, these are the steps that are going to apply to the leads that land in here, very much like a campaign. So this is what our content team has crafted for you. We've got an email, how to make a great insurance decision. I can take a look at this. I can even just preview it, but I can edit it. I have total control over the communication in here. Now it is mine. I've cloned it from this template, and I can customize this for my agency. So,
This
yeah.
is great and such a fabulous start because, as you get leads in the door, it takes 7 to 10 touches to get that lead converted into a sale. And so we're using a drip marketing campaign to get you there, but you don't have to build it. It's already built for you. You could adjust it. You could eliminate steps. You could add steps. You could tweak the steps that exist. But essentially, this is your email drip marketing campaign to get that lead into your book of business.
Also giggling at Hung's
Bingo.
his what is it? Email signature?
No signature. I thought that was part of the campaign for a second.
No,
No, that's
no.
signature.
Just Hung. Hung is one of our awesome engineers who explores within our products to make them amazing. So he is fun.
Awesome.
So I can
Thank
go
you.
ahead and add
Oh,
more steps here. Oh, I was just going to mention that
yeah.
these campaigns are crafted for they're crafted to work with every agency management system, and there are no required steps in here that require additional add-ons. But because I have business texting, I can go through here and add some business texting steps as well if I choose to.
Yep.
All
And
right,
business texting is an add-on that we offer for our Fuse and Forge customers.
absolutely.
All right, Steph, do you want to stop sharing? Perfect. Whoops. And I will share now. Okay. So we have one more section for you, and then we're going to go into our 2025 roadmap. So what we're going to talk about next is growth tools. And these are some advanced marketing solutions that were just recently launched that we're very excited about. Starting with Do It For Me marketing. Many agencies struggle with being able to hire a marketing resource or just their marketing resource being way over capacity and not having enough time to do content marketing. So we released a product called Do It For Me Marketing, or DIFM, where we do the marketing for you. This is a Fuse marketing add-on. This is a Fuse add-on product only. So right now, if you're an existing Fuse client or if you'd like to purchase Fuse marketing automation, Do It For Me is an add-on that is available to you. And basically what it allows you to do is to have a marketing resource and marketing team dedicated to you and your content marketing strategy. But that strategy comes from our marketing experts who come up with the monthly strategy, who come up with the content, and then our team implements that strategy and content on your behalf, making it a very easy process for you, very hands off. You don't really have to do much other than just tell us what you don't want to include. Liz, anything to add there? This
No,
is a really good
it's,
one that is getting some great feedback so far from those clients who
yeah.
signed up.
Totally. It's one of those things that everyone wants to do the right work, and sometimes the day just gets away from you. So this product will take the thinking out of it and just keep you up to date with what you need to be communicating to your clients. So if you are someone who feels a little bit stretched thin, but maybe doesn't have the resource or the desire to hire a direct marketing person, this is a product you really want to explore on the Fuse side.
Yep. And it really is meant for anyone. I mean, it could be a small
Yeah.
agency that just needs to get started with marketing and doesn't have a marketing resource. It could be a large agency who wants to supplement by having a strategic content marketing strategy, or really anyone who just wants to get a lot more value out of Fuse because they just don't have as much time to dedicate to it.
Yep.
Okay, social media, another add-on that is available for both Fuse and Forge websites. So this is exciting for me because it's been a big requested item from many of our clients and even prospects over the years. So our social media add-on allows you to do a multitude of things, but the one that is the most exciting to me is that you could really automate your social media content so that your feed never goes quiet. Liz,
Yep.
tell me a little
Mhm.
bit more about
Yeah,
this.
so we work in tandem with our FMG product to give you this amazing AR social media product. And built into the FMG product, we have these things called social sequences. So basically, it says, here's 5 posts that we're going to post on your behalf. And I just made up the number 5. It could be 10, it could be 7, whatever the case might be, that we schedule at smart times so that you don't have to think about it. The only thing you have to do is turn it on. So and of course, it's a typical social media publisher as well. So you can schedule content, you can post it right away. Anything that'll get your spin on it is also helpful. So we try to take the work out for you.
Yeah. So you can automate it, but you could also supplement with real behind the scenes,
And you should.
agency posts, and you really should. That's usually when it's the most effective, but you also want to make sure that you have that pulse going at all times where you don't have dead periods for like 2 months where there's just nothing. You're saying nothing. So that's what social media add-on does for you. Reputation management. Reputation management is built into Fuse, but now it's available for Forge websites. So you can actually collect reviews and feature them on your Forge website super easily in an automated way, and also automate a lot of that communication to get those reviews in the first place.
Yeah. So we use the NPS technology that's built into Fuse in order to fuel the service for the Forge websites. So this is available on our Forge Premium plan, or if you've been an existing Forge customer, you can add it onto your subscription as well. Um, so it sends out an email at purposeful random times so that not all of your emails are going out on, I don't know, January 8th to your entire client list. It does it sporadically so you get a constant feed of reputation results. And it gives you a chance as an agency to say, oh, I need to check in with that one because for some reason they're upset. Or you'll see what you're doing really, really well. And it's awesome to do that self-reflection. Additionally, you're able to post these reviews on your Forge website through our testimonial embed code.
Very exciting. This
Automatically,
is a
no
big one.
less.
Yeah,
Automatically, no
automatically. And
less.
that's the big thing is automatically. Like you no longer have to email, Agency Revolution and say, "Hey, I just got this review from a client. Can you please add it to my website?" This is all completely automated for you now. Okay, local listings. This one is a little bit of an oldie, like what, 2 months old-ish, maybe, but
Oldie.
Right.
oldie.
A
um,
couple months.
but really, really important, especially for those agencies who want to beef up their search engine optimization. Google reviews make a huge impact on SEO.
Yeah. So to touch on this one, this is like a no-brainer for every agency to do because you have to do nothing. Our team will set up this service for you and you'll appear on 50 plus directories in an accurate manner. So directories, if you're unaware, really help build your SEO. So it's putting your name out there, it's making you look reputable, and the more reputable you look online, the more inclined that Google is to show you in their top results. So that's a very oversimplified way of explaining this, so take it with a grain of salt. But doing this costs you labor time of nothing. Our team does it all for you. There's nothing you really have to do. So this is an amazing thing to check that box to be like, yep, we're adding another percent to our SEO efforts. That won't hurt.
Not only that, but you could do it for multiple locations. So if you do have multiple locations for your
Yes.
agency, this is available for multi-location agencies. And the other thing to keep in mind is, most people look for companies to do business with online. You have to have some sort of credibility online. Otherwise, you may appear a bit shady, right? And if you're
Yep.
being compared to another agency and that agency has a great presence, they have great reviews, they've got a complete Google My Business profile, for example, nice photos, all of those things, and you don't, I think I'm going to go with the one that has, seems to have it all together. So, really important.
Monica, we might need to have a separate webinar just for you and I to keep going back and forth about online reputation because fortunately or unfortunately, we could keep talking.
Yeah, we really could. Yes. But we got to leave time for the 2025 roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to keep moving. Okay. Zip code segmentation. This is a fun one. I actually tried this one and I sent out an email. I think this um was it how long ago was Milton? It was no, maybe not Milton. There was
No,
a there was
it was October because I was supposed to be in Disney and I was
was it?
not.
Okay,
Yes.
and I think that's when I sent out the email basically sharing, kind of giving a sneak peek to how you could use zip code segmentation in
Mm-hmm.
order to communicate with clients that may be affected by weather events. And it was during Milton, I believe. So this is a really cool one.
Yes. So within Fuse, if you're a Fuse customer, you obviously understand that your data comes from your management system. Within your management system, um, you should be able to say, oh, I have customers from this zip code, the other zip code, and this zip code. So if you want to target just the people in the county that affected Milton, right? You're going to be able to do that if you know the zip codes. So it's just an easy thing for you to keep doing that reach out.
And this is available with Fuse Marketing Automation.
Fuse.
So again,
Fuse
so
only.
as we're talking about these products, if you have any questions on which one it's available with, is it available with Fuse Marketing Automation or Forge websites? Let us know and we can answer that question for you. Most of these are kind of across all platforms, but some of them are platform specific.
Yeah, this is a Fuse specific one.
Power panels
And this
page
is a
selection.
Forge one.
And this is a
This is a
Forge one.
Forge.
Yes. This is also very exciting because sometimes you really want to make sure that you put a different message, different call to action on different pages, depending on whatever your goal is for that page. So This is a fun one that you could use in many different ways, Liz.
Yep. So if you have our Forge website product, and we keep saying Forge website product, I want to address the comments a little bit. We see a lot of like, oh, I have Attract. What does that mean for me? Attract is our other legacy website product that we still service, we still support. It's not going away. Just want to make that clear. But for majority of these updates, it will be based on the Forge website product versus the Attract one. But we can talk about specifics depending on your actual account to make sure that is the case. Anyway, power panels. So power panels, we call that like they're little credibility boosters that appear in the bottom left-hand screen of your website. Our team sets them up for you by default during implementation, but you then have the ability to sign in and create your own. Sometimes you only want one to appear on a certain page for whatever reason, one of those being like a specific insurance product. If you have a new carrier association, that could be a great thing to advertise on the commercial umbrella page. Commercial umbrella is sticking in my head today. I need to think of other things. But yeah, it's a great way to just build credibility and get people to pay attention on your site.
Yeah, and there are these little pop-ups. So this is a preview of the pop-up, and it would just be in the bottom left-hand corner of a page. So as you could see, you have an icon, you can have a little title, a little bit of text, and a call to action, some sort of a button to lead people somewhere. All right. You ready for this, Liz and Steph?
Oh yeah. I
To
live and
talk about
breathe this.
2025 roadmap. We should probably do a little disclaimer though, right? That like not everything you see here is written in stone.
Yes.
And there might be
Yes.
some shifting and moving depending on what pops up in 2025 and what becomes more important, right? So we're going to
Yep.
share with you the roadmap and what's coming, or at least the highlights. But just keep in mind that some of the stuff may shift and is not guaranteed, because obviously it's just a moving target.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about AI advancements that we have planned. Love this list. When we had this presented by our director of product in an internal meeting, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for these things to happen. So
I
tell us
know. I
about it.
know. So Sidekick and First Draft, you guys have seen, we're going to keep making really cool updates to this. So my favorite one that is in the potential works, I'll say that. How cool would it be for you all to say to Sidekick, I want to create a segment with this group and send them an email. I personally would love if Sidekick did that for me because I'm always afraid of messing it up. So I want to give you guys the confidence to do that confidently, and it'll work better for all of our emails. So stuff like that is coming for our Sidekick product. First Draft, you all have seen the magic in First Draft that was on our email product and our blogging product. We want to make it better. So some of you have already given so many great ideas about, hey, let's make it state-based for SEO. Let's do this, let's do that. Keep those things coming. We're going to try to do our best to implement it. Voice print. Also, we have all these cute names because it's easy for us to keep it straight internally, so feel free to use them as well. But voice print, everyone has a voice in the way that they write and the way that they try to present themselves. We want our AI to match that. So, like, I'll go back to the y'all example. If you all use y'all in your day-to-day, it would be really weird if your emails didn't match that. So we want to give you the option to have the voice that works for you within your AI products. Punch up. Pretty self-explanatory, but what if you wrote something like using your own head, you wrote it out, but you're like, ugh, that could be a lot better. Let's punch it up. So we're going to build that product as well.
I love how you're matching the description to the title. Like if it's the name of the feature, like I don't know if you practiced this, but like, that's phenomenal. Are you just that
No,
naturally gifted, or did you practice?
I wouldn't say I'm naturally gifted, but I will give credit to our product leadership team for the names. I just know how to tell a story. I'll say
I
that.
know, but you're telling a great story. That's the part that I love. The
Well,
name is
thank you.
easy. It's telling the story. I love that.
I love
So with
I'm looking forward to Punch Up most because
yes,
agencies where they trade off, where they collaborate within the agency, trade off responsibility, train new hires. I think that'll be fantastic.
yes, totally agree. And I know some of you were giving Monica way too much credit for her smiley face picture in the comments, but
That's not too much
illuminate.
credit. That's great. I love that
Yeah,
credit.
I
Please don't
know.
take it
Someone
away
was
from me.
joking that I'm your biggest critic, and yes, I am. Um, So we
Wait,
want
before
to,
you go on, I just want to let people know in case they think that we are arguing. Liz and Steph used to be on my team before they abandoned AR operations and decided to go off and, into the sunset of product. I
right.
love them, but the bickering and the bantering, this is what we're known for internally. So now you guys get to see this live in an actual webinar session. So,
Yes,
this is
yes,
these are my people. They will forever be AR operations, but now they've moved on to bigger things in
to
product.
bigger things.
Oh,
Yes.
love.
XOXO. Okay,
That's right.
so Illuminate, we want to give you all the ability to create these AI images as well. This is probably the hardest one that we're going to attempt to tackle because you can get some really gnarly stuff that is not cute. So we want to make sure that it actually works and is good. So that's probably going to be the last one that we attempt to do. But
That's
keep
going
on
to be
moving
exciting.
forward.
I really love that idea. Quick note about AI, and just kind of going back to the survey on AI, and some of you are, I don't want to have anything to do with it, and others are like, I'm all in, and some of you are just exploring. I want to make a point that where I think AI is going to be the future is you have to use the AI and still connect it with that human experience. It shouldn't, in my philosophy is it should not replace the human experience. And that's where you'll
Yeah.
see the direction of Agents Revolution going in terms of our support to you, how you work with our implementation team. AI is going to enhance our team's abilities. It's going to make challenging things or repetitive things easier and more efficient, but it's not going to replace the humans that are there to help you and work with you on campaigns and offer guidance. And I think if you approach AI that way with your agency, where it's an enhancement to your team versus a replacement of the human element, maybe that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable about where we're going with AI in the future. All right. Pipeline enhancements, some more cool stuff coming. And one of these was actually launched, wasn't it? The first one on the list?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you were part of my pipeline user group, I sent you all an email yesterday or the day before saying that CSV upload is live. For a lot of people, this has been a huge impediment for them to not use pipeline simply because it was a frustrating experience to manually add a lead one by one. So now we're in kind of a beta of our CSV upload to just make sure that it works correctly and it doesn't impact our email deliverability. So what the heck is it? We want you to have an easy way to import leads into the pipeline. I want to be clear. This is not giving you the ability to upload a list from your management system. Sorry, I'm saying that badly. Your management system is connected to Fuse, and that connection will always be through the actual system. This CSV will only be for the pipeline product. Let me know if that makes any sense or if I butchered that one.
Yeah, so with CSV upload, you're uploading a list of leads. The leads are going to go into your pipeline. If any of those leads are a match via the email address that you've given, they will get connected to existing accounts from your agency management system. But we're not creating new accounts in your agency management system. We don't want to mess with your AMS data.
Yes. Additionally, we have a pipeline agent dashboard coming. So currently, when you open up pipeline inside of Fuse, you're dropped into your most recent pipeline that you've touched or edited. And that could be a weird experience if you have multiple pipelines. So we want to give people, our agents, a dashboard to land on so that they have a good experience using pipeline. And a pipeline is quite literally nothing without reporting. So we want to give you guys the ability to report on what leads are doing well, what agent is performing the best, all the things that you need to report on when it comes to having a successful pipeline, we want to give to you. And general pipeline improvements. So every quarter we have a standing project that we make continual small updates to this pipeline product. So if you add something into Canny, our goal is to build it for you and to make it accessible if it's possible.
Awesome. Great stuff coming for pipeline. And we're going to wrap up the 2025 roadmap with some growth tools that I'm
Yes.
excited about. There's some really neat stuff in here.
We are busy on the product side because we are having a lot of fun at the same time. So Form Center, right now inside of Fuse, and I will be clear when I'm talking what product it relates to because it can get a little confusing. So for your Fuse forms, the only way you can access them currently is through a campaign. We want to give you all the ability to see your forms and use your forms in one central place versus trying to find them through the campaigns. We're also going to build a marketing calendar in Fuse and possibly bring in some stuff from Forge. Can't pinky promise that, but we'll see what we can do. Fuse does so much work in the background for you. And that is something we want to bring to the forefront so that you can see, oh, okay, this message is being sent to this person on this day. Different from the outbox, which is how you approve messages to go out. This is more of awareness thing. So, hey, just so you're aware, this is going out. Do something if you don't.
It's kind of like
Don't
having a
want to.
content marketing calendar sort of thing.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. And within Fuse, we want to have a landing page builder. So obviously within your Forge website, you have our amazing client experience team who can build landing pages for you. But if you are just a Fuse customer, you might want to build a website page that's attached to one of your Fuse forms. We're trying to build multi-factor authentication. This is something that we just need to do. The world needs to be more secure. We're going to move with it. We're excited about this. And I want you all to be using this system every day. So in order to do that, we need to improve our notification and engagement system. So that'll be something like, hey, sign into Fuse to go see the lead that just dropped in your pipeline, things like that. The same way you get addicted to Facebook and Instagram, I want you to get addicted to Fuse and Forge.
So once again, thank you so much for joining us on this webinar. We hope you found it very exciting and learned a lot and got some great tips and ideas on what's coming and how you can use it. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.